Let's go Pats! What's up, Patriots Nation? Welcome to another video packed with excitement, high expectations, and of course, a whole lot of love for the New England Patriots. I don't know about you, but I'm already counting down the seconds until the season kicks off. The anticipation is real over here, and even though we still have a few months to go, my red, white, and blue heart is already racing. Our team has been showing real signs of coming together, well organized, focused, and ready to take on the big challenges ahead. And when the locker room is in sync, you better believe something special is on the horizon. Today, we're diving into some hot topics and behind-the-scenes buzz that's been heating up around Foxborough, and trust me, there's a lot going on inside Gillette Stadium that could change the entire course of the season. But before I spill all the details I've been hearing, let's do the sacred ritual. Smash that like button. But hey, only hit it if you've been a Patriots fan for over 19 years. I want to see the true veterans representing. Also, drop this in the comments. Go Pats! Let's keep getting stronger. I want to see the comment section flooded with that line, showing that this fan base is the real deal, loyal across every generation. Some of you watched games back in the 70s. Can you believe that? That's incredible. Nothing but respect for the fans who've carried this legacy for decades. Alright, enough build-up. Let's kick things off with this story that's already making waves. We've got some massive news swirling around Foxborough today, Patriots fans, and it's going to shake up how you think about our running back room and potentially our secondary. You've heard the whispers, but we're diving deep into what's real and what it means for our beloved Patriots as we head into the new season. Get ready, because the landscape of our team could be changing dramatically. Let's kick things off with a situation that's been gaining serious traction, the possibility of trading veteran running back Antonio Gibson. Now, I know what you're thinking, Gibson just arrived, right? But the chatter is loud, and it's coming from reputable sources. CBS Sports has suggested that the Patriots could indeed be looking to move Gibson. Why, you ask? Well, it makes a lot of sense when you look at the bigger picture. Last season, Antonio Gibson saw a significant number of reps, especially after Rhamondre Stevenson dealt with fumbling issues. However, his overall statistics weren't exactly what you'd hope for from a primary offensive weapon. He did show flashes, particularly in the passing game, hauling in around 23 receptions. But let's be honest, those aren't the kind of numbers that scream untouchable, especially as we usher in the Drake Maye era. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Patriots just invested an early second-round pick in Ohio State running back Jerod Henderson. Not only that, but they're also just a year removed from extending starter Rhamondre Stevenson on a hefty $36 million deal. When you put those pieces together, it starts to paint a very clear picture. Gibson might just be the odd man out. This is a cold business, and decisions are made to optimize the roster. Bringing back Josh McDaniels, known for his offensive schemes, also suggests a strong desire to feature that passing back option. And while Gibson has a track record as a pass-catching back, the team's recent moves indicate they might have found an upgrade. Financially, a trade also makes a lot of sense for the Patriots, particularly after June 1st. By dealing Gibson, the team, now led by Mike Vrabel, could save $2.3 million. If they had moved him before June 1st, the savings would have been $1 million less, at $1.3 million. This post-June 1st scenario means an additional $1 million in savings compared to a pre-June 1st release. Every dollar counts in managing the salary cap, and this is a significant saving. Let's dive a bit deeper into Gibson's 2024 performance. He averaged 5 yards per carry, which isn't terrible, but he only managed 1 touchdown on the year and had 2 fumbles. While he did play in all 17 games, those are not the kind of numbers you want from your second-string running back. And with the drafting of Jerod Henderson, it truly signals a shift in direction for the Patriots' backfield. When you look at the depth chart, it becomes even clearer. You've got Rhamondre Stevenson as your clear number 1. Then you have Jerod Henderson, who, frankly, was drafted to be an upgrade over Antonio Gibson. Stevenson is your downhill, big back, while Henderson was brought in to be that speed back, much like what we've seen with successful duos across the NFL, replicating the success of teams like Detroit with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. But wait, there's another player making waves in camp, an undrafted free agent out of UC Davis, Lon Larison. Larison has been turning heads at OTAs, getting reps with some of the starters, and showcasing his capabilities as a pass-catching back. His college stats are impressive, with 2,387 all-purpose yards in his last season. What's even more telling is the commitment the Patriots made to him. They gave him $174,000 in guaranteed money in his contract. This level of guaranteed money was only given to one other undrafted free agent, Efton Chisholm, who is also expected to potentially make the roster. This indicates a strong belief in Larison's potential, further squeezing Gibson out of the picture. You don't give that kind of guaranteed money to an undrafted free agent if you don't believe he has a real shot at making the team. So, if Gibson is indeed traded, what kind of draft capital could the Patriots expect? Honestly, it's likely a 4th or 5th round pick. CBS Sports has identified a few potential landing spots, including the Denver Broncos, Arizona Cardinals, and New Orleans Saints. Could the Patriots try to fleece a team like the Saints, especially considering their projected struggles? Perhaps, but a 4th or 5th round pick seems to be the realistic expectation. Now, let's shift gears to a player who just became available and could completely change the dynamic of our defense, Jaire Alexander. This news broke early this morning, catching many by surprise. The Packers are releasing their star cornerback. This is a 2-time All-Pro talent suddenly on the open market, and the question is, should the Patriots pursue him? I was initially against trading for Alexander when he was still with the Packers, not wanting to give up valuable draft capital. But now, he's a free agent, and the conversation completely changes. When Alexander is on the field, he is incredibly productive. In his All-Pro season, he recorded 56 tackles, 14 pass breakups, and 5 interceptions. He truly shines when healthy. However, there's a significant caveat. Injuries have plagued his career. He's played only 4, 7, and 7 games in recent seasons, battling shoulder and knee injuries. This is precisely why the Packers moved on, despite his talent. He had 2 years left on his contract worth $37 million, with an average of $21 million per year, and none of it was guaranteed, giving the Packers no financial risk in releasing him. But now that he's a free agent, the Patriots can sign him for whatever price he demands. Let's look at our current cornerback depth chart. We have Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis, who are solid. Marcus Jones also has his own injury history. Beyond those names, the depth is, frankly, mediocre at best. We need more depth, especially considering Carlton Davis also has a history of injury problems. We need a veteran presence, someone who can not only contribute on the field but also mentor players like Christian Gonzalez. Imagine a healthy trio of Jaire Alexander, Christian Gonzalez, and Carlton Davis. That would be absolutely lethal. You wouldn't need to double-team any wide receiver. They could all guard someone one-on-one, eliminating the need for safety help over the top. This would tremendously help our defense, which has already seen improvements with Christian Barmore returning and the addition of Milton Williams, plus Harold Landry on the edge. A fully healthy defensive back trio like that would easily be top 5 in the league. So, the question is, would you sign him? We're not trading for him anymore, so that's not an option. Alexander will likely still want a decent amount of money, and players generally prefer long-term stability over one-year prove-it deals. The fact that he didn't take a pay cut with the Packers suggests he still believes he's worth top dollar. But here's the kicker. The Patriots have a ton of cap space. Even after signing draft picks, our cap space is still a robust $60.4 million. If you don't use it, you lose it. Why not sign Jaire Alexander to a one-year prove-it deal? Some projections suggest he could sign for as little as $5 million. Go out and give him $10 million.